Brother or not, that shit ain't flying. Like, we not doing that. And so, it's going to be a hell of a time. When they announce where the tickets are, everybody needs to get their tickets. We're going to bring that energy. It's going to be amazing. Like I said, Ja Rule, Fat Joe. Now, if you motherfuckers are sleeping on Fat Joe, you going to learn something. You going to learn something. You going to learn you some shit. You going to learn you some shit at night. If you guys are sleeping on Fat Joe, you going to learn you some shit that night. You going to learn you some shit. I'm not for play. Be clear. Me, I'm not for play.
Let's talk about how you faced 20 years in prison.
And them boys tried to railroad me.
Okay, guys, so on March 30th, I made this post, and this is from the original lawsuit against.
We talked about Kanye's Donda album and how well it did, and you had some issues with Kanye. You called him clown several times.
I called him a clown, and I still stand by that, and I still mean that.
Send him healing energy.
No, I mean, I do, but I still think he's a clown. You can send a clown healing energy. What's so funny? No, so when it comes to so many people call me artists, athletes, OGs, newer artists, younger artists, Kanye's team, and asked me why I felt that way. And I explained to them why I felt that way. And, they asked me, well, why do you think that the people that I named, which was Pusha T, John Monopoly, Free, and Boo, were like that too? Because I felt like I said, I feel like you enable him to do it. Like you don't stop him from doing the wild out stuff behind the scenes that I think is really disrespectful, and he should be humbled. And he told me that that's a lie. It was like, that is not true. It was like when you're dealing with somebody that has emotional problems and bipolar and things like that, you can't necessarily control them. It's uncontrollable. You do what you can to make sure that things are all right, and they try to stay in there as a brother. But they said, yeah, they agree some of the things that he does is foul, but they said they can't control that man. And I called them clowns as well, and I called Pusha T yesterday, I called Free yesterday, and I spoke to Boo yesterday for a while, and I spoke to them, and we had a great conversation. And they told me what they're trying to do to help that situation. So to those brothers, yes, I get it. And me calling you a clown was foul. But I still think Kanye is a clown for the things that he does.
If you ever had to deal with somebody who's bipolar and not taking their medication, it is not an easy thing to do. If you love them, you try to help and be around, but it is hard to control a person.
Yeah, I just want to know, how do you explain to your wife that you was on the phone with somebody named Boo for hours? Because as soon as she says, who you on the phone with, and you say Boo, do you have to explain that this is his name?
Boo is always in the middle of something. Remember you broke up your fight, Charlamagne?
What fight I had?
You and Buster.
Me and Buster ain't had no fight. Why do we lie like this on the radio? Me and Buster did not have a fight.
There's a picture of it online.
So I did have
Me and Boo was dancing.
You were Boo dancing?
There's a picture of it
How you
online.
tell your wife that? Me and Boo dancing.
When I was dancing with Boo.
So shout out to Boo and shout to Free. I just speak to Free. Me and Free just yelled at each other, but shout out to all them individuals that were able to tell me their side. And I tell them, when I make a mistake, I say it. But I still think what Kanye does and it's that he's on his.
You ain't gonna throw your Yeezys away though.
Nah, I still like these.
Oh my God.
I still like them.
So they're not clown shoes.
Which ones? Which ones? Some of them are clown shoes. Some of them are clown shoes. The runners is good money. The runners is good money. The other ones is clown shoes.
I'm gonna give you the best gift ever.
And what's that?
Wait, nigga,
now that I'm grown up and I actually know him and the truth is just kind of like, I don't know, it's not as appealing as it once was.
You look at those like a sidebar almost to the biggest conflict, which is the ups and downs of your relationship with Kanye West at the end of the day?
I think that that's where all of this kind of stems from. It's all kind of rooted in that situation. Yes, I think that he definitely recruited a guy with a similar dislike for me, no matter what he says in interviews. I know that he can tell whoever I got love for him or whatever, but it's not love. It's there's something there that bothers him deeply, and yeah, I can't fix it for him. So it just is what it is. I can never, ever, ever, ever turn my back on the things that I've said about him in a positive light, and I still feel all those same things. You know, this conversation. Yeah, he's still my, obviously with the exception of Lil Wayne, just because Lil Wayne will, other than one of my favorite artists. And if I look at the guy who truly probably shaped the majority thinking, skill set, all those things, I would say that all around, and that's just facts. And, I'm always willing, like I said, I'm always willing to give the love and the change. I'm not just some kid that's a fan anymore, and now we have personal situations, issues with me, I can't fix them for him.
Or would you be open to communication?
No, not really, because it's not on my end. I have no problem with any of these guys. I don't know these guys. I have no problem with these guys.
Sicko Mode is a song. It seemed like in December he went on a Twitter rant and he started to feel like those lines were directed at him.
Of course, though. Of course. I'm not, I can't lie to you. Of course they were. But it's also, like I said, this is a sport at the end of the day, and from a very early point, I've never shied away from defending myself. And I'm also sometimes eager to engage if I feel that you want to be slick or be offensive behind the scenes. I might choose to address it in music. And that was how I ended myself up in the Pusha situation, which, some of my favorite fighters in the world, take a guy like Nate Diaz. You look at his record, it might not look like the craziest record, but he's still one of my favorite fighters. He's still a dog, and that's just the sport of fighting. Somebody's gonna catch you at some point. Unless you're Floyd, pretty much. But for the rest of us, you're gonna get rocked one time by something you didn't expect. So that's just kind of how I chalk that situation up. And again, learn from it, channel it into something else. And right now, I'm in a space where, those guys don't come outside. I don't see those guys anywhere. So it's not the same as when I was beefing with Chris those guys, they hide in God knows where and they don't come outside unless it's like an event, like security and shit like that. So for me, I'm at a great place in my life where it's just my life is about peace. My life is about drinking espressos and wine. I'm trying to make this album. I'm enjoying being a father. I'm enjoying my house. And my mind isn't plagued by beef, though.
Do you think Sicko Mode was your final thing on it, in a sense? In terms of your final statement about him with the camp and everybody in general? Because that record went number one last year, and it seems like this year you're in a whole different zone. And
I guess. I don't know. He's... God bless him on his new journey, but he's making I don't even know if he's ever going to make secular music again, or I don't know which one is non-secular, secular music. Yeah. I don't know. If he turns up on me again, I'll turn up on him again. I guess I think that's just what it is. I'm always down.
Why does your department cover up the murder of Lamont Stowers Jones? I don't know anything about that, really, because I have every report, every call log, every note ever filed through your office, and I know this. Your buddy, Ranger Barnes, who now works at UNT, who was removed from the Texas Rangers like you because he got caught being a fucking thug? Because he's a murderer like you? You're a murderer. You covered up the murder of Lamont Stowers Jones, just like your department, or working with Barnes, helped cover up the murder of Darius Tarver. You wear a white hat just like the clucksters that came before. You're mad. Look how mad you are. You're fucking mad. You can hardly control yourself. Yeah, you killed your wife, too. No, you can't make me. Don't you fucking touch me. Get the fuck off of me. I'm in a public space. No. You know what? I'm gonna make them arrest me if that's what they want. It doesn't say anything about a phone section on anything.
When she announced it?
Sir, please don't put your face in my face. This is a public meeting. It's a public meeting. It says it's open to the public. I'm the only one who had to leave.
Because you're not a precinct chair.
Neither is everyone in the room. I'm glad to talk to the sheriff if you want him to come talk to me. Sure. It's a public meeting, sir. Y'all just said it was closed session to make me have to leave. There's nothing on this form that says anything about a closed session. The sheriff already told me it's a public event and I have a right to be here. I'm the only one you may leave the room. Not everyone in that room is a precinct chair. I know they're not, because there's other people in that room wearing a name tag that says guest, just like mine. So why was that?
Was fucking Suge Knight do a fucking... Hey, yo, Trav, the nigga whack on...
What's the problem with you in Future? At one point...
the problem with me and Future, it was never a problem.
Okay.
It was Cali's problem.
Cali problem.
It was a Cali problem.
What do you
mean? When they put out, I woke up in a new Bugatti.
I woke up in a new Bugatti.
Yeah. They had posted my Bugatti in their shit, like, I got a new Bugatti. And I was just like...
That's yours?
You know what it was like? You know what it was like when your homeboy got a Tinder date in the apartment?
I'm too old to know.
Tinder date?
A Tinder one? I know what the date is.
Oh, Tinder or Tender?
Tinder's a date.
That changes. Tinder or Tender?
You're talking about the app, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, I thought you said Tender date.
He could also be talking about Tenderoni.
No, I could not be talking about that.
Okay, I was trying.
You don't.
Okay.
A Tinder date, if somebody got a Tinder date and your homeboy got on your shirt that you use for Tinder dates?
I don't know where this is going.
What the fuck? If you're going on a date and you ask your homeboy, can I borrow your shirt? So go on a date, right? And then your homeboy shows up at the date and says, hey, nice shirt. Looks real fucking familiar. And boom. That's how the whole future be together. That's how the whole future be started. That's how the whole thing started.
With Callan?
That's how the whole thing started with me and Future. Everybody thinks me and Future.
Future wore your shirt?
No, he was sitting there. He was
At a Tinder date?
Everybody thinks it was like a big thing. Everybody thinks it was like me and Future like fought or something.
What?
I mean, no, but it was literally like you sat in my Bugatti, and then you said it was yours. And then I told people that it wasn't yours, and that was the end of it. And he didn't get mad. Future don't. First of all, Future don't get mad.
He don't get mad.
Future never gets mad.
He says, good day, lovely. What do you say?
Enjoy.
Enjoy. Yeah, that's all.
All right.
Uh-huh.
So Future never gets mad, but the thing that kicked off the whole T-Pain on like Future, it was like, oh, it's a cool fucking car. Cool fucking car you're in right there. Looks real familiar. From Outpost, and then he was like,
What was he like? What was he like, man? What did he do?
that was it. What did he do? He ignored the whole thing. He ignored the whole shit. He was just like, yep. Cool car. And so it was like, oh, you're not going to acknowledge my shit? All right, everybody shut it down. Everybody, that's my fucking car. DJ Khaled paid me $3,000 to use my car. Everybody shut it down. And then Khaled hit me like, that's what you're doing? That's what you're doing? And I was like, yeah, bro, you said that car was his, and I didn't have anything to do with it. He was like, look back at the video. And I looked back at it and I was like, okay, you didn't say it, but okay, so when you okay, I don't have a rebuttal for this, but still, when you said, and I was a bad friend, bro. I was just like the worst fucking friend, like all time. I was the worst fucking friend ever. And Kelly was like, take it back, take it back, take the post down, take the post down. And I was like, Take it back. I gotta still stand by what I said. Pull up on me, bro. You my man, man.
Alright, so Robert, what kind
I'll take you a trip to connect.
My guest is Angie. Angie, where are you?
Working all day, and you need somebody to test the water. Once the company know you're going to be testing the water, they would let you.
And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line.